Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtra Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. In loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Madhyanatimurandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Darkest of ignorance and my spiritual master opened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. I can feel how it feels when you have to give a class. Every day I would take it for granted, ask a lot of questions. So today we are reading from Canto 8, chapter 22, from verse number 9 to verse number 14.
I'm not sure, whatever you...
Okay. From 9 to 14th. Do we have translations ready?
Yes.
Okay. Prabhu, you can start.
Text 9. What is the use of the mental body which automatically leaves its owner at the end of life? And what is the use of all one's family members who are actually thunders taking away money that is useful for the service of Lord and spiritual opulence? What is the use of a wife? She is only the source of increasing material conditions. And what is the use of family? Home, country, and no community. Attachment for them merely wastes the valuable energy of one's lifetime.
My grandfather, the best of all men, who achieved unlimited knowledge and was worshipable for everyone, was afraid of the common men in this world. Being fully convinced of the substantiality afforded by shelter at your lotus feet, he took shelter of your lotus feet. Against the will of his father and demoniac friends, who were killed by your own son.
Only by providence have I been forcibly brought under your lotus feet and deprived of all my opulence. Because of all the illusion created by temporary opulence, people in general who live under material conditions, facing accidental death at every moment, do not understand that this life is temporary. Only by providence have I been saved from that condition.
Sorry. It's only 11.
9 to 11 only? Only 3 verses. Okay. Thank you. I'll try the meter. I did try, I guess I forgot it. Okay. Kim atmanena jahati yonantah. Kim raktahare svajanakya dashyubhi. Kim jayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Martyasya gehe kimiho yusho vyayah. Kimatmane jahati anantah. Kim raktahare svajanakya dashyubhi. Kinjayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Martyasya gehe kimiha yusho vyayah. Yes.
Kimatmanane jahati yo anantata.
Atmane jahati yonantah. Hare svajanakya dashyubhi. Jayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Kimatmanena jahati yonantah. Kim riktahare svajanakya dashyubhi. Kinjayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Mritasya gehe kimiha yusho vyayah.
Kimatmanena jahati yonantah.
Kimatmanena jahati yonantah. Kim riktahare svajanakya dashyubhi.
Jaya samshriti hetu bhutaya.
Kinjayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Martyasya gehe kimiha yusho vyayah. Kimatmanena jahati yonantah.
Kim riktahare svajanakya dashyubhi.
Kim riktahare svajanakya dashyubhi. Kim jayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya. Martyasya gehe kimiha yusho vyayah. Thank you. So just repeat after me. Kim. What's the use? Atmana anen. Of this body. Jahati. Gives up. Yah. Which body. Anantah. Antatah. At the end of life. Kim. What's the use? Rikt hareh. The plunders of wealth. Svajana. Akhya. Dasyubhi. They who are actually plunders but who pass by the name of relatives. Kim. What is the use? Jayaya. Of a wife. Sansriti. Hetu
Hetu
Bhutaya,
Bhutaya,
who is the source of increasing material conditions,
who is the source of increasing material conditions,
Martyasya,
Martyasya,
of a person sure to die,
of a person sure to die,
Gehe,
Gehe,
of house, family and community,
of house, family and community,
Kim,
Kim,
what is the use,
what is the use,
Ihe,
Iha,
in which house,
in which house,
Ayushah,
Ayusha,
the duration of life,
of duration of life,
Vyaha,
Vyaya,
simply wasting.
simply blessing.
So let's read together peacefully. What is the use of the material body which automatically leaves its owners at the end of life? What is the use of all one's family members who are actually plunderers, taking away money that is useful for serving the Lord in spiritual opulence? What is the use of a wife? She is only the source of increasing material conditions. And what is the use of family, home, country, and community? Attachment for them merely wastes the valuable energy of one's lifetime. Jai. Yes. The first paragraph.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, advises Sarva Dharma give up all other varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. The common man does not appreciate such a statement by the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he thinks that during his lifetime, his family, society, country, body, and relatives are everything. Why should one give up any of them and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? But from the behavior of great personalities like Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, we understand that surrendering to the Lord is the right action for an intelligent person. Prahlad Maharaj took shelter of Vishnu against the will of his father. Similarly, Bali Maharaj took shelter of Vamandev against the will of his spiritual master Shukracharya and all the leading demons. People may be surprised that devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj could seek shelter of the side of the enemy, giving up the natural affinity for family, head and home. In this connection, Bali Maharaj explains that the body, which is the center of all material activities, is also a foreign element. Even though we want to keep the body fit and helpful to our activities, the body cannot continue eternally.
Yes, Nityanand Prabhu. Although I am,
Next paragraph. From here.
although I am,
Although I am the soul which is eternal, after using the body for some time, I have to accept another body. Tatha dehantara prapti. According to the laws of nature, unless I render some service with the body for advancement in devotional service, one should not use the body for any other purpose. One must know that if he uses the body for any other purpose, he is simply wasting time, for as soon as time is right, the soul will automatically leave the body.
okay. Anyone?
We
Yes.
are very interested in society, friendship, and love. But what are they? Those are the garb of friends and relatives. Those in the garb of friends and relatives merely plunder the hard-earned money of the bewildered soul. Everyone is affectionate towards his wife and is attached to her. But what is this wife? This wife is called Stri, which means one who expands the material condition. If a person lives without a wife, his material conditions are less extensive. As soon as one marries and is connected with a wife, his material necessities increase. Om Shastri Taron Nityo Hridaya Granthim Ahu Ato Grihashetu Stakatayar
Janasya mohoyam aham mameti.
The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence.
You can start.
On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. Human life is meant for self-realization, not for increasing unwanted things. Actually, a wife increases unwanted things. One's lifetime, one's home, and everything one has, if not properly used in the service of the Lord, are all sources of material conditions of perpetual suffering under the threefold miseries, Adhyatmic, Adhibhotik, and Adhidevic.
Yes, Prabhu.
Unfortunately, there is no institution in human society for education on this subject. People are kept in darkness about the goal of life, and thus there is a continuous struggle for existence. We speak of survival of the fittest, but no one survives, for no one is free under material conditions.
Thank you. We'll start with a question, a very simple question. This seems like everyone already knows a lot, way more than me, about the material life and entanglements of this material world. My question is, who would like to participate in this game?
What? Who would like to?
Okay, we'll go with Himanshu. Himanshu, what if you lose your bead bag or your cell phone? You forget your cell phone in your room, and instead of looking for it in your room, you are looking it for everywhere in the backyard, front yard, or common areas, washrooms, everywhere you're looking for it. Could you be able to find it? Why?
Because it's not good.
This is something that we all are doing, something that we lost somewhere else. We are looking for it somewhere else. We all are somewhere chasing something, looking for something, and that something is something that we don't know what it is. It's so complicated. We try to kind of, see that thing in people, in faces, in achievements, in possessions, but still it's not there. Isn't it like that? Why is it so? What is that thing that we really kind of, chase or are looking for?
We didn't actually study that situation and we are leaving that place very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's that thing that we are really looking for? What titles do we give to those things? What names do we kind of give to those things? Happiness, yes. Love. And? But we are asking for love, happiness from whom? Where are we seeking it from? From temporary people? I mean, how can a temporary person can give you a permanent thing? Someone whose cup is empty, they cannot refill your cup. Someone who is already begging cannot give you a loan. It's like that. Like asking for happiness in this material world from people who have so much of false ego. They have so many anarthas. They themselves don't have what you are looking from them. How can they give it to you? It's more like, you are churning water and just kind of expecting butter to come out of it. Even if you churn yourself in with water, nothing's gonna come out of the water. That's the reality of this material world. So, what are we doing exactly? Why is it all happening to us? I know this is something that I've asked in the previous classes too, maybe. Something very common, but everything just kind of, relates to each other. We go to job. When people go to job, morning to evening, for what? If you ask them, are you happy with your job? Nobody would say yes, but they have to go. Okay, so what is it giving, what this job is giving you in return?
Money.
Money for what? To buy a house, to buy a car, to buy some more possessions. And why do you buy those possessions? For social status. Just to have a good reputation in society, right? But do those possessions bring you any kind of happiness? The real happiness, stress is for sure there, that you have to pay the EMIs, you have to pay the mortgages, you have to kind of pay the maintenance cost. A lot of things are there, and for that you have to work harder. So there's no end to that. But still we do it. Why? Just suppose if any of your possessions get stolen, what if your car gets damaged or gets stolen? How would you feel? People generally cry. They really kind of do that proper, what do we call it, 13 days ceremony for the until kind of, they have the new car, or they kind of replace that position, but still they're extremely attached. For a moment they feel they're handicapped. This is the reality. And would your possession feel the same thing? Whoever got the car is serving them well. It got the new honor. Giving the same service to the other person, there is no pain, there's kind of no longingness for yourself. So this material world, everything is one-sided. What do we call it? Unrequited love. And as we all know, one-sided things always hurt, right? So everything in this material world is always one-sided. You cannot get the reciprocation that the soul needs in general. Anyone has any questions? Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
not a question, but a kind of reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you said from what you were trying to explain to the first thing is that you're looking for the right thing, but in the wrong place.
Yes, you're looking for the right things at the wrong place, in the wrong things. That's all it means. And which literally doesn't make any sense. No matter how hard, for how long you do it, you'd never get anything, right? So why is it like this? Why do we go through all these kind of situations? Generally I ask this question to myself, like, am I here to play this nonsense game, going to work, having the possessions and working hard to pay off the bills of those possessions? Are we there to play this game? Is there anything that we are going to get out of it? There's more entanglement, more accounts we will open, and more accounts are there means, again, we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. What's the difference between animals and human beings? Like, what's the difference between the human form of life and animal form of life? Yes,
Have
ma'am.
a higher consciousness.
Okay, and what do animals do?
Animals from different essences. Can I answer the question?
Yes, Yes, animals are eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So what different are we doing from animals? More or less, we are also doing the same. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Our standards are different. We have luxurious houses, we have a very cozy mattress, and we have a variety of food. We have a lot of options. Human beings treat each other as sex object these days. We have weapons to defend ourselves. What's the difference between then human form and animal form? It's just we have raised the standards. But more or less, we still have the same propensities. More or less, we are somewhere competing with animals only. Why? What's the use of then this human form, apart of competing with animals? Animals, we can understand that they haven't been given intelligence. The form that they are in, they are designed in a way where they can just do sense gratification. They are not creating any extra karma. Somewhere they are just getting rid of their karmas. But in human form, every single thing that we do is another account that we are opening. It's another karma that we are doing, and we have to face the consequences of that. And animals, they don't have to go to work. They don't have stress. Their life is very stress-free. They don't have to work hard day and night and then acquire the positions. Their life is very stress-free. They don't have to go to job. They don't have their kids to go to school to pay off their fees. But in the human form, everywhere there are just miseries. Why is it like this that we are looking for happiness? We are chasing happiness, and in return, what we get is just miseries, stress, anxiety, depression. Why is it happening, Joshua? It's a simple way, you don't have to go that deep.
Because we've forgotten Krishna.
Okay, Anyone else? Okay. Anyone else would like to answer? So,
Because we are looking for happiness at the wrong place, wrong things.
how can we utilize this human form of life?
Inquiring about the high truth, Athatu Brahma Jigyasa.
True. Yeah, Thatu Brahma Jigyasa. This is the purpose of Jivasya is Tattva Jigyasa. Our job, the real purpose of human form is to inquire about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our relation with them, our true identity. We have the intelligence that animals do not have. We can do much better and we can get rid of the cycle of death and birth from this human form only. So you were saying something? Yeah.
Prabhupada says a wife is called Stri, which means one who expands material condition. So how, as practicing devotees, we should take this statement, and how can we judge the devotees who are in Grihastha life?
Yes, it depends on how do you identify yourself. And all the problems start when we identify ourselves as a body. When you see yourself as a body, then yes, you are a man. She is a female. This person is my son, and that's my brother, and there are entanglements. When you see yourself as an eternal soul and servant of Krishna, the entire perspective changes. So, one thing is that how do you identify yourself? The same way you would identify others. And second, when you think that my wife, my kids, and my family members, my possessions could bring me happiness, that's another mistake that we do, and that's what Prabhupada tried to explain through it. Like if you are thinking that your wife can bring you happiness, if your wife is the source of happiness, then no, that's not the truth. And she is your wife because you are seeing yourself as a human body and seeing her as a human body. She is one of the one of the devotees of the Lord. Associating with yourself, we are empowering each other. That's another perspective we can look at it. There's a beautiful verse about it. Verse number Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.31, which explains like how we complicate the human life. In this verse, it is mentioned that Kam and Lobh is the source of all these issues, all these complications, all these miseries. Can you pull it through? Is it there? Would anyone like to read the translation? Yeah. Go ahead.
Persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a similar blind man attached to external sense objects cannot understand the beauty of life to return home back to Godhead and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As blind men guided by another blind man miss the right path and fall into a ditch, materially attached men led by another materially attached men are bound by the ropes of fruitive labor, which are made of very strong cords, and they continue again and again in materialistic life, suffering the threefold miseries.
Let's read the purport as well. You start, Prabhuji.
Since there must always be difference of opinion between demons and devotees, Hiranyakashipu, when criticized by his son Prahlad Maharaj, should not have been surprised that Prahlad Maharaj differed from his way of life. Nonetheless, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry and wanted to rebuke his son for dictating his teacher or spiritual master, who had been born in the Brahmana family of the great Acharya, Shukracharya. The word Shukra means semen, and Acharya refers to a teacher or a guru. Hereditary gurus or spiritual masters have been accepted everywhere since time immemorial, but Prahlad Maharaj declined to accept such a seminal guru or take instruction from him. An actual guru is Shrotriya, one who has heard or received perfect knowledge through Parampara, the disciplic succession. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj did not recognize a seminal spiritual master. Such spiritual masters are not at all interested in Vishnu. Indeed, they are hopeful of material success. Bahir Artha Manina. The word Bahi means external, Artha means interest, and Manina means taking very seriously. Generally speaking, practically everyone is unaware of the spiritual world. The knowledge of the materialist is restricted within the 4 billion mile limit of this material world, which is in the dark portion of the creation. They do not know that beyond the material world is the spiritual world. Unless one is a devotee of the Lord, one cannot understand the existence of the spiritual world. Gurus, teachers who are simply interested in this material world are described in the verse as Andha, blind. Such blind men may lead many other blind followers without true knowledge of material conditions, but they are not accepted by devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Such blind teachers, being interested in the external material world, are always bound by the strong ropes of material nature.
If we go back to the verse, well, up, yes, a little more up. Yeah, okay, sorry. So, Prahlad Maharaj, if we see, there was a time when his father really loved him very much. He would make him sit on his lap and kiss his forehead. But when he saw that his son doesn't go his way, his son is not doing what he wants him to do, he literally was kind of very furious with him. The way he treated him, nobody can imagine. But that's how the material world is. When the attachment is there with human beings, is called kam. When the same attachment is there with possessions, is called lobh. And there are several examples, there are numerous examples in Shastras too that we have studied, that where these attachments take us. If we talk about the example of Dhritarashtra, Bhagavad Gita starts with Dhritarashtra. Would anyone like to share his story? Like how he was attached to his son. He had everyone. He had good knowledge of Vedas as well. He had advisors like Vidura with him. Association of Pitama Bhishma was there. Vyasadeva was always there to guide him. Still, Krishna showed his own partial universal form to him to make him understand, please accept what I'm trying to say, please try to understand, get rid of this attachment, recognize who you are, and take the right action. But still he could not do because of the attachment. He was always just like, I'm helpless here because of this attachment. And he was calling it like, everything is kind of being destined or ordained by the providence, and it's not in my control. And that's where Krishna says, like, here, you are the cause of this war. You have your free will, you have, in your action, I cannot enter, only you need to take your action. Everybody is there to show you the guidance, but still you are not acting. So providence is not here, but the providence will be in the results of your actions. And that's how the attachment led him to somewhere else where he just ended up in more miseries, unbearable pain. Is there any other example anyone would like to take? Yes.
He was attached to his son.
No, so yeah, I mean, he was also attached, but yeah, he also had to go through. Bharat Maharaj, okay.
Dronacharya was attached to his son too, Ashwatthama.
Yes, Dronacharya was attached to his son Ashwatthama. One of the powerful examples that I really like is about Devaki and Kans. Like Kans and Devaki had a very good relationship. They were like brother and sisters. And the love for Devaki was so much that Kans himself decided to drive their chariot to their kingdom. But as soon as he learned that his sister's son will be the cause of his death, his love completely changed into hate. He just pulled her by the hair and took out his sword and was almost about to kill her when Vasudeva kind of saved her, protected her. And this is one of the reality of material love, that the power of possession, the attachment to body, It's so strong that you always forget your relations. You always forget what love is. The love turns completely into cruelty. The same goes with Prahlad Maharaj's example too. The love was something else in the beginning. When they find that the son wasn't as per their way, then the love was so conditional that the father became the enemy of the son. And if you look at Prahlad Maharaj, it's so nice, like, it's just like one pure devotee has to give you that pure knowledge. Even in the womb, he accepted that all the three worlds, all the demigods were scared of, extremely scared of Hiranyakashipu, but Prahlad Maharaj was completely fearless. And that's how it happens when you have blessings of a pure devotee. When I was reading this about Bali Maharaj, it reminded me of another example that to please the Lord, we do several things. Sometimes we go through a lot of austerities. We prefer to stay hungry. We will walk bare feet. A lot of austerities we do. But we always ask the Lord, please save our dignity. Please protect my honor in this society. We do not want to compromise with our dignity. In the previous verses, Prabhupada took example that once Yudhishthira Maharaj deviated. And how he deviated, that Krishna asked him to tell Dronacharya that Ashwadhama had been killed. But he was so hesitant because he was known for his truthfulness and he did not want to compromise with that reputation. He was so hesitant, he did not understand that Krishna is asking him to do it, someone who is the absolute truth. Krishna wanted him to see the things through the transcendental angle, beyond these dualities. But he did not understand that, and he was so hesitant while doing that. Sometimes even devotees also have attachment with something. That's what there was explained over there. At the same time, there was another example where gopis were asked to give the dust of their feet, and they did not hesitate. Even if they had to go to hell for that, they would have gone, but they did not hesitate, and that's how the love has to be. In the case of Bali Maharaj, the same thing is there. There's so much of, I would say, twists and turns are there that first he gets revived, and then he wins all the three worlds, and then Lord himself comes in the disguise of a Brahman, and Shukracharya, his spiritual master, is there. His spiritual master is telling him that don't give this Brahman anything. He's Vishnu and he's here to kind of deceive you. Saying no to your spiritual master was a very challenging thing for him as well. Taking time to understand and how to act in this situation was very challenging for him. His reputation, everybody kind of was disregarding him. All the demons were kind of disregarding him, criticizing him. Still, he preferred to surrender to the Supreme Lord, was doing whatever he could do to please him, to satisfy him, even if he had to compromise with his reputation, he did that. And that's how the love has to be for Krishna. Any questions if anyone has?
Case of Ramachandra, KK was the family.
KK was also a kind of, you can say, like she did not, people do not have their daughter's name as KK, but if KK wasn't there, the Ramayana wouldn't have been like the way we have it now. I mean, her role was very important. Yes, you had a question.
Yes, you were talking about how devotees, they surrender, like they don't think about their own reputation and surrender everything to Krishna. So how can we develop that? You know, there is some level of reputation that we want. There is some level of I would say pride that we have. How to give that up and how to depend on Krishna. And if Krishna asks, where do you give everything and how to do that?
As long as you know who you are, your real position and your destination means you're far ahead from such kind of people. You are on the spiritual path. You know your destination is somewhere else, not in this material world. People are traveling here, but they don't know what's their destination. Traveling without destination is very challenging. So you are on this path where you know your destination. The only remedy is to follow Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and service is the best way. Service is the best way. Service doesn't have to be externally done always, that lifting weight and doing all those things which can be seen, but whatever we learn, we have to implement it in our life. We need to make sure that yes, we are using this knowledge practically in our life. We all have different kind of perspective. We all have different kind of background story, and in everyone's life, the knowledge fits in its own unique way. So introspect, that's all I can say. In one of the verses in Dhyan Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about, for devotees, talks about ekant and aparigraha. Have a very limited people in your life. Don't have too many accumulated people. Don't accumulate too many people. Don't have too many positions in your life. When you have ekant, seclusion that we call, you can introspect. Whatever you have learned, you can introspect, you can contemplate on that, how you can utilize this knowledge in your life. And you need that time very much. Because if you don't have something, and you know that I don't have this thing, you can work hard for it and you can acquire it later or sooner. But you don't have something, and you think you have it, there's no possible way that you can have it someday. The probability diminishes. So whatever we have learned, the best way for us is to assimilate it properly, do proper contemplation on that, do your introspection on regular basis, and it becomes very simple for us then. We realize where we make the mistakes and how we can implement the knowledge, and as soon as we start implementing it in our lives, things start changing positively. We feel like very clean from within, very hygienic, very organized. Things seem very smooth to us. That's how I do it.
If I'm not wrong, you said we should not have many friends.
Don't have too many people in your life.
What if we have too many devotee friends? Is that okay?
There has to be a purpose. There should be something that connects you with them. If you are with them without any purpose, spiritual purpose for sure, not for the Prajalpa thing. Yes. Even in the case of husband-wife's question you asked, if the husband and wife are being connected by Krishna. I was reading one of the books of, I don't know the name of the Prabhus, the couples who talk about relationships and all. Yes.
A whole bunch of people authored that book, Heart-to-Heart Connections.
I think so. So in that, yes, it was mentioned that there should be a center point that connects you, because if we see things through human perspectives, bodily concepts, then we just would use and abuse each other. But there's something to connect, that connects us strongly, that guides us. There's the source of guidance and empowerment. Then the relationship remains very healthy and powerful. So it was explained like husband is the right hand, wife is the left hand, and this part is something that's connecting them, and this part is very important. And that part is Krishna, that we call. And so that has to be there in all the relationships that we have. Anything else? Okay then. Apologies for whatever mistakes I made, and thank you for listening to me.